Okay, hi everyone. Just letting people in, and then we're going to start. Okay, so we're going to begin shortly. If you have any questions, you could always unmute yourself or say it in the chat. So this month we are doing social media classes. So introduction to social media, starting off with Facebook today. Next week, Instagram. And then the third week, we will go over privacy and settings. So we'll go over like how to stay safe on both Facebook and Instagram, how to block reports, and make sure you're private, like, your information is not getting out there, things like that will be discussed in the third week. I decided to do a separate class on that because we probably wouldn't have time to do all of that today. So today's mostly just getting to know a bit about Facebook, how to use Facebook. And then if you do have, more advanced questions like how to stay safe on Facebook, how to block people on Facebook, how to, be private on Facebook and Instagram, we will discuss that in the third week of September. So let's get started today with just an introduction to Facebook. So, right, Facebook is going to be one of the social medias we discuss, and then Instagram. But of course, there are other social medias out there that we can definitely do a class on in the future, like TikTok, um, and possibly YouTube as well. We could do a class on that. But today, let's focus about Facebook and what you could do on Facebook and how people use Facebook, right? So Facebook is one of the first social medias that came out back in 2008 after MySpace. Mark Zuckerberg is the owner of Facebook, and he also owns Instagram as well as WhatsApp. And he kind of changed the company name to Meta, but we still call the social media aspect Facebook. But his like business of, what goes on with Facebook, he calls it Meta. So if you ever see the term Meta, that's just the business name for it. Like when people buy shares and stuff like that. But if you want to ever use Facebook, right, it's still called Facebook. You go to Google and type in Facebook. So Facebook is something that we can use on all devices. Doesn't matter if you have a computer, smartphone, or tablet, you could use it. Doesn't matter if you have an Android or iPhone. Today, I will show you examples on using it on a computer. I think I do have screenshots on the phone as well. And then, of course, if you have any other questions, we can go over that as well. So I don't know if anyone here today has a Facebook already. So we kind of are going from truly to just the beginning, the basics, right? But if you do not have a Facebook, there's two ways to create one, right? You can either use your email address or your phone number to log into Facebook. So I would say the easiest thing to do is using your cell phone number, because if you ever forget your password to Facebook, right, you can always get a code sent to your phone number to always log you back into Facebook. That's always like the quickest way. Someone has a chat. Someone says, yeah, you have Facebook for a long time. Okay. However, if you use an email, that's fine. I would just say if you do use an email to create, your Facebook, just always remember what that password is. because you're to the password to both your email and to Facebook. Because if you ever forget the password, it's going to either send you a code to that email address. So it's always important that you kind of remember your password somewhere. Whereas if you just do a phone number, you'll get a code sent to that cell phone number, and you can always reset it that way. The thing is with Facebook, a lot of people probably had it when it first came out. So they didn't really have the option to use their phone number to create an account. So people probably here have their email address associated with that Facebook account. And I've also had members tell me that they had a Facebook account with like an old email address that they don't even have access to anymore. And if that's the case, right, unfortunately, you won't really be able to get back into your Facebook account, because the only way to reset your Facebook password is either by getting that code sent to your phone number, getting sent to your email address, or answering like security questions like, like what was your childhood best friend's name and so on. And if you don't remember the answers to that, unfortunately, you will be locked out of your Facebook account. And so you would have to create a new one. If you do have access to it, then that's great, right? In the third week this month, we will discuss how to delete your Facebook. So if anybody here today doesn't want their Facebook account anymore, we will go over those steps as well. Does anybody have any questions so far?
Tabitha,
Yes.
if you delete your Facebook account, you don't want it anymore, can you still go into the app and read the usual other people's Facebook?
Okay, that's a very good question. So once you delete your Facebook account, unfortunately, you won't be able to see anyone else's posts. So what Facebook does, and Instagram as well, let's say you just wanted to browse on someone's profile or whoever, and you just wanted to see people's posts for both the platforms, you'll be able to see like maybe 3 or 4 posts, and then you'll kind of get a like, not like a paywall, but you'll kind of get like a stop that says, please log into your account to view more posts from, whose ever account you're on or whatever. So no, if you do delete your Facebook account or Instagram account, you'll see maybe 3 or 4 posts, and then that's it. You can't keep browsing on people's pages. So if you make that decision, just know you won't really be able to access it, whether they are a celebrity, your family friend, or so on. It doesn't matter.
Okay, thank you.
Tabitha, related to that, so I do have a Facebook account, but yesterday I was signed up to go on a Malwarebytes, a good company. They were having a workshop, and it was on Facebook, and I couldn't get on, even though I had the whole thing and their address, but it was that I hadn't signed in. And then when I realized and I logged in, then I could get on their thing, but I couldn't get on it until then.
Right. The first thing, in order to like view the post or of any other person's post, you do have to sign in first. So even if you just go to like facebook.com and try to go on their profile, it's still not going to work. You want to sign in first.
Right. Yeah.
Same rules apply to Instagram. So it seems like quite a few people may already have Facebook already, but in the case where anyone else here today doesn't have Facebook, right? It's very simple to create a Facebook account. It is free to create one, right? You just have to fill out this form here that I have a screenshot of. First name, last name, email or phone number with your birthday and your gender. Facebook asks for your birthday because You know, if you're under 16, you're not allowed to have a Facebook or Instagram. But of course, you know, people lie on the internet, right? They're not really asking for your ID. Unfortunately, there are minors that just put a fake birthday to bypass this. But that is how you sign up. Once you fill out that information, you sign up, and there you will have a Facebook account. So we're just going to talk a little bit about some of the features, how to use it, the most popular things to do on Facebook. Once again, anything that has to do with like privacy issues, like deleting your Facebook, blocking someone. I'm gonna have a whole entire class on that because there's just so many privacy and settings on that I won't be able to fit it all today. So if you're looking for that, come in the third week and we'll discuss that. But with Facebook, right, some of the main features are the ones displayed here, and we'll go over each and every one of them. We're starting from the left-hand side, which is our home page, to menu that's going to have everything that applies in Facebook. So when we see the home or the home icon, right, that is going to be where all our posts from our friends are on Facebook. So within Facebook, you could do many things. You can post a picture on Facebook, you can post a video, you can just say something about how you're feeling, like a text post, like what's on your mind, and you can write it there. You can share things about things that are happening in your neighborhood, right? There's a lot of things that you can do on Facebook. And if you just want to see what other people are saying on Facebook or what your friends are saying on Facebook, that would be on the home icon. And this icon is the same on both the computer and the phone. Friends is where you're going to see where we'll show you all the friends that you follow or people you may know or how to even search for others. So on Facebook, right, in order to actually see someone's post, right, in order to see what someone else is talking about, you have to become their friend on Facebook. So within Facebook, you can type someone's name in and find them, and we'll discuss more how to search for someone on Facebook shortly. But you could type someone's name in and you'll be able to send them a friend request. And it's up to them to either accept you or decline your friend request. If someone declines to be your friend, you probably won't be able to see the things that they post, probably only a few posts, and then Facebook kind of blocks you from seeing the rest. You'll probably be able to see their name and other information they may have put in their biography, like where they went to in school or what job they have or so on, but you won't be able to see the rest of their post. So just keep that in mind when you are looking for someone or searching for someone. You won't be able to see everything right away until you ask to follow them and they say yes. Then we also have a marketplace, which is one of their newer features. So Facebook has a place where you can actually buy or sell your own items. You can do it two ways. You can do locally, so you can actually see what's in your neighborhood. And then it's also like international or throughout the USA where for with some fees, of course, you can actually ship the things that you're selling to someone from the other side of the USA. But usually people do like local pickup so they don't have to pay any fees. And it is free to post on Marketplace, especially if, you know, someone in Riverdale is going to buy the item off of you. With Marketplace, right, you're not putting your address out there for everyone. You're listing your item. you're saying the zip code of, you know, where that item is located. And then if someone is interested in buying that item, you could talk to that person one-on-one and give them a location of how to pick up the item. You could, I wouldn't say your exact address, but you could say like somewhere near where you live to pick up that item. Feeds, right, is going to contain different groups, brand pages, videos. So feeds is not necessarily going to have your friends. It's probably going to have viral posts on there. So things that are like funny, that a lot of people are watching and viewing and liking. So like funny videos, maybe things about stuff you're interested in. So if you're someone that goes on Facebook to search up news or sports, you'll probably get videos or celebrities that post about those type of things in feeds. And then lastly, notifications is where you're going to always get notified about if someone liked your post, commented on your post, you'll get a notification. It's like a reminder that someone is trying to reach out to you. Does anybody have questions? Oh. Okay. So it's very easy to post on Facebook. Whether you have a computer or a phone, in the home page at the top, right, you get this kind of screen here that says what's on your mind. This is where you can tap on and basically type a text of what's on your mind. So I gave an example at RSS on Tuesday, right? If you're at RSS, you could say taking a tech class at RSS, and you can hit send and all those people will see it on Facebook. But right, there's many advanced features you can do when you're posting on Facebook, right? Where and you could say that the post is only for your friends only, or you can change it to friends of friends. So every time when you post on Facebook, you know, you have settings at the top where you can tell where you want that post to go to. So if you only want your friends to see that post, then it'll be in friends only. You could go to friends of friends so then more people can see your post and so on. You get to choose who gets to see your post. And then at the bottom, right, especially if you're using a smartphone, you have more features as well that you can do. You can add a photo, tag people, check in, or so on. So if you hit photo, video, it will open up the gallery in your iPhone or Android, and you can select, I think, up to 10 photos, and you can post them on Facebook. If you want to let your Facebook know that you are with somebody, you could tag people. So what that means, if you were with a friend and you guys went to the mall, you would hit tag people so you could let everyone know you were with your friend. You have things like feeling or activity where you could discuss like something that you were doing, an activity like riding a bike, reading a book, or so on. You could do check-in where you can say you were at a physical location. So if you were at a Broadway show, a concert, you went to Madison Square Garden, right? All those things, you can click on check-in. So there's all these little things that you can do within a post instead of just writing a sentence or two. There's a lot of other features you can add on there. Does anybody have questions on that?
How do you change your photo on Facebook?
So in order to change your photo, so you know, I'm gonna leave that to the ending, and
Okay,
I'll screen share the RSS account, Facebook account, and then you can see it that way.
okay.
Okay.
Tabitha, I have a question about, what is that check-in, or I forget what you just said, one of the things on there, what is that, will that look like? It's
Hold on. Let me
yeah,
go
you
back.
go back. Thank you.
So check-in is basic. Okay, so I don't know. Let's give you an example. Let's say you're going to Madison Square Garden to watch a concert or something. You can click on check-in to let other people know that also went to that same event that you were there. So basically, like you're checking into that location. Or if you want to use RSS as an example, if you want to let us know that you came to RSS, you can click on check-in and say that you were at Riverdale Senior Services on this day or so on. That's
But
basically
then
what
who would receive that, or does it just go to a few people, or
So it would go, so if it was like a location like RSS, we would see it, right? And then also your friends would see it as well if you posted it.
Okay,
So
thank
the
you.
location sees it and then whoever's your friend on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so another, crucial thing that's also really important is friends, searching for friends and family on Facebook. So I just have like different tips on if you are trying to find someone on like your friend or family, because I know it's very difficult to, like, let's say you're trying to locate an old friend from years and years ago, right? If you just type their name in Google, it's going to be very hard to find, them by just typing someone's name on Google. So, and essentially you could try using social media like Facebook or Instagram to kind of see if what they're up to, right? So within Facebook, you can actually search for someone by putting in their first name or last name. But there's some other things that you could essentially put next to their name to kind of find them more easier. So for example, if you forgot their last name, you could always just put their first name and then after that, their employer. So if you went to work with them, they were an old coworker, you can put the company's name next to their name. If it's someone you're trying to find from high school or college, you can put their first name and the school next to it as well. Same thing, let's say you're friends with someone and they were friends of another friend, you could kind of go on that person's profile and go through their friends list and see if you find them that way. But with Facebook, I think the easiest would be kind of searching for their name and either putting where you know them from. Or same thing like with location. If you only know their first name and you know that they lived in the Bronx, you can put Tabitha Bronx and it will try to find all the Tabithas that are on Facebook that live in the Bronx. Or wherever that you grew up or the location or even neighborhood. If you want to be more specific, you could put Tabitha Riverdale and see if anything comes up. That's going to be better than just putting the person's name, because you're going to find out if you are searching for someone on Facebook, if you just put their first name and last name, there's going to be hundreds of people with that same exact name. So these are just some extra tips to use. And Facebook even, Facebook is very known for finding people this way. They even have like a filter button that you can add all other types of things to kind of break down the search by, their gender, the year you probably went to school with them. They have all those different filters once you start adding this in the search bar. And do I have, yeah. So on Facebook, right, the search icon is that icon there. or it's actually just a search bar that you can just search. It's the same way that you would search for anything on Facebook, whether that's a group, whether that's a politician, a celebrity, a location, right? The search bars for anything. And this is where you can try to find a family member or friend. If nothing comes up, unfortunately, it just means that that person does not have a Facebook account, but you'll probably get more hits this way than just putting their name into Google.
Tabitha, would that person know that you were searching for them?
No, you don't get notified if someone was searching for your name or looking at your profile.
Hi, excuse me. Can you how are you?
Hi, Alicia.
Hi. Can you give an example like with a school if you write the name of the school and then the person's name, like an example?
Let me see if let me see something. Okay, so let's see if hold on. Because I don't know like who would I search. Like I don't have an example. Um, let me see something.
Huh.
Okay, let's just do that. So we're gonna use like NYU as an example, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I just made it up. So this is RSS's Facebook, right? And you see, I'm using a computer, right? So I have a search bar at the top. It says search Facebook.
Huh.
So let's say for some reason I knew the person. I'm not gonna use a person's name because I'm recording this and I don't want to put someone's name out there. So let's say all I knew about them was that they went to NYU, right? So I'm gonna
Right.
type NYU into the search bar, and it brings up NYU. But if I look on the left-hand side, right, it has filters where I can search by people, photos, videos, marketplace, groups, or so on. So I'm going to click on people because I want to see the people that went to NYU. So I'm trying to give you guys, I'm trying to do like, yeah. Oh, right. So I'm going to click on people. I put a little
Okay.
arrow so you can see.
Yep.
And as you can see, all these people said they either, taught there or they were actually students there. Now, this is a very big stretch because I didn't start with the person's name. I
Right.
just started with the university. So this list is probably thousands and thousands of people, right?
Right.
But if you put a person's name instead of a college name, you start the other way around, you'll be able to filter it. So if you guys look at where the red arrow is pointing, new filters appeared. So I
Huh.
could have put I could put a city, like if where they lived or where I knew them from, education. So if I knew like their high school, or at work, if I knew where they used to work at.
Huh.
So there's multiple filters that you can add for that friend or family member's name to try to find them easier.
Okay.
So it really just try to put as much information that you know about that family member or friend to see if you can find them.
Okay. Great. It's good to see it real. How to do it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Any other questions? All right. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the PowerPoint. All right, so I use the computer as an example, but usually on the smartphone, it's not a bar. It's kind of just like that little magnifying glass. But the same thing that I just did on the computer, you can do by clicking on the magnifying thing right there. Another thing that I just want to quickly talk about that I don't have a slide on is just messages, or what we call Messenger, which is the icon right there on the right-hand side. So Facebook, right? If you want to just talk to somebody privately, one-on-one message, right? You would use Messenger or Facebook Messages. This is the icon that you want to find on Facebook if you do want to just talk to someone one-on-one. So this would be useful, right? If you don't want whatever you're saying to be sent to all your friends. You just want to have one-on-one conversation with someone. You could use on Facebook on the computer, right? There's an icon that looks like that where you could directly talk to them that way. Or on your smartphone, iPhone or Android, there's actually a Facebook Messenger app, which is completely a separate app that you can download on your phone that is literally just for texting. It looks like this on the screen. So yes, it's tied to Facebook, but you can do anything but, message the people on Facebook. So if that's one reason or one thing you just want to do on Facebook, you don't care for anything else that's on Facebook or to see posts or anything like that, all you want to do is just send your friends text messages, you would download Facebook Messenger to just do that only. And Facebook Messenger, right? You only be able to contact your friends on Facebook. Facebook Messenger is not like regular messages where you could talk to people on your contacts, right? It's only to talk to people who you're friends on Facebook with. Does that make sense to people?
So the only advantage to Facebook Messenger is that you can talk to people that you are friends with on Facebook. Otherwise, you could text.
Exactly.
Okay,
You
got
just
it.
if you have the person's phone number and they're also your friend on Facebook, it's
Yeah.
essentially the same thing.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Anything else? Hold on, Alicia, you're muted. Are you trying to go back to the Zoom app? You're still muted. Or say it in the
Okay, I'll say. I just want to make people aware I was scammed through the Messenger app, and I still occasionally get a little text from weirdos. So I just want to bring that up, right? Because you helped
Good,
me
yeah,
out with.
yes, good. Yeah, we'll talk about we have a slide on scams at the ending, but
Okay.
yes, reminder that even on regular Facebook, but also messengers, right? There's going to be people that try to message you, asking you for money or, any type of scam, like a romance scam or so on. We'll talk about that in a few.
Okay.
You just got to be careful with people impersonating others, and we'll talk a little bit about that shortly.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, okay, so in the last two things we're going to talk about is just groups on Facebook and as well as, scams that Alicia just mentioned. So within Facebook, another thing that's something that you can do is a Facebook group. So Facebook groups are a place to communicate with people about your shared interest. So these type of posts that you put on Facebook groups only go to the group. It doesn't go to your friends. So Facebook groups are not essentially people you're friends with, but more so people like strangers that have common interest. So I'll give a few examples, right? There's Facebook groups on the neighborhoods that you may live in. So if you live in the Bronx, if you live in Riverdale, there's Facebook groups that you can join to talk about things that are happening in the neighborhood, whether that's like, I don't know, traffic, construction, you saw graffiti or something like that. Those are issues that you can talk about and discuss with your neighbors. If you're looking for a doctor that you have an issue about and you want to ask people in Riverdale who's a good doctor, a good cardiologist or whatever. Those are things that you can express and talk about in these Facebook groups. There's also there's groups on anything, right? I was just giving an example about Riverdale. But if you're someone who likes to draw, paint, knit, there's groups on that. And you could even do it by location. So if you want to be in a group of people who knit in New York, you could join knitting around New York. If you're a painter and you want to have more friends who paint in New York, I'm pretty sure there's a painting group with people from New York. So any of your interests, whether that's sports, artistic, creative, or you just want to be more politically aware about issues in your neighborhood, there's most likely going to be a group that you can join. Just letting you know, if you do, want to join something pertaining a neighborhood, you may need to fill out a form that they ask you questions like, what's your name? How long have you lived in the neighborhood? And so on. Because they want to make sure you're not like a scammer or anything like that. Anybody
Tabitha, I have a
questions?
I have
Yeah,
a
go ahead.
question. Yeah, about, because I live up near the Y in North
Mhm.
Riverdale.
Yes.
So if I wanted to, of course, if I wanted to find a group of people who live, nearby, how would I define that or look for that if I wouldn't know the name of the group in advance?
Yeah,
Uh,
so RSS, we're like involved with different Riverdale groups. So
mhm.
basically you could just search either North Riverdale or Spite and Dyersville or Riverdale alone, and you'll see different types of groups that are around
Oh,
your neighborhood. Yeah.
oh, that'll come up underneath that. Okay,
Exactly. So like here in
great.
this
Oh, that's
example,
fantastic.
yeah. In this example, I just put knitting, but you can just type in Riverdale Bronx and different
Mhm.
groups will appear. Make sure you put Bronx next to it because there's Riverdales all over uh the USA. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
Good.
Okay. All right, so the last thing we're just going to talk about is Facebook scams. Reminder that I still have not discussed anything about privacy and settings. I am doing a class on that in the third week. So if you want to learn more about deleting Facebook, blocking, reporting, making yourself private, all of those issues will be discussed in another class. But we will talk a little bit about scams today. Uh, so unfortunately, with social media, right, there's going to be a lot of scams because millions and millions of people use it, right? So I put Facebook scams, but it can also apply to Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, right? All of these types of scams are throughout all of social media. So it doesn't really matter if you use Facebook or not. So the most common Facebook scams or social media scams are going to be phishing scams and unfortunately romance scams. So things like you've won something scam or like let's say for example you won $1,000, click here. I'm pretty sure everyone here today is a should know by now that those are 100% scams. You're not really going to win money over in Facebook or Instagram, but we'll see an example on the next slide. But let's just talk a little bit about phishing scams and romance scams. So with phishing scams, right, there's going to be a lot of people either asking you for money, and the way they try to get you to send money is usually by impersonating someone. So actually using a friend or family member, like taking their profile picture and adding it to their account to kind of scam you, or even changing their name on Facebook to scam you that way. So in those cases where, let's say you see your family member asking you for money, right? Of course, there's many things that you can do before actually sending money over Facebook. One thing is you can do, of course, right away, just text the person, call the person if you have their number and ask them, is what you're saying true? Or email them if that's the only contact that you have. Another thing that you can actually do is, instead of just reading the message, actually click on their profile. When you click on their profile, you're probably going to see that only their picture has been changed, but none of the posts match your actual family member or friend. So all the scammer did was just change their picture or change their name on Facebook. But when someone sees that, right away, they just kind of believe it instead of clicking on the person's profile to keep on investigating. Usually,
You know, it would be nice, Tabitha, if you
Mhm.
could go to a page and show us, you know, what you mean about all those things you just said, that how we would click on, you know, to know who it is and see their
Right.
picture and see the
Okay.
post.
I'll make a note of that. So then in the next class, I'll have an example of it, okay?
Yeah, please. Thank you.
All right. Click on.
Tabitha,
Yes.
I once got something where it was a friend of mine who I, know well and on Facebook, but the name was changed. It had something after it, like some symbols or something. And
Uh-huh.
it turned out not to be that person. The person was it was impersonating my friend. I don't know how I caught on to it.
Right. So
But
that's probably the number one way people are going to scam you on Facebook, that because anyone on Facebook can change their picture to something else. And I know you asked how to change your picture, and we still have time. I'm gonna show you.
yeah.
But anyone on Facebook can change their name to anything or put a picture of anything, right? I could change the RSS picture to some celebrity and keep it like that, and Facebook is not going to block me. So what in those cases, right, we really just have to investigate with two ways. In the next, session, I'll give an example of how we just click on their profile and we'll just, scroll down and see the type of post that they're making to verify if that's the person or not. Or of course, even easier than that is just messaging your friend on a text message or a phone call and saying, did you send me this on Facebook?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I'll give those examples next time about like just clicking on them and seeing if they're legitimate or not. Yeah, hold on. So that's just like one way, like a friend or family getting scammed by their picture or stuff. Another thing is just romance scams. Let's say, I don't know, you're for your if anybody here, if you just want to bring this information to other people or so on. But last year, me and Selena, who used to be the social worker, we did a class on online dating, and romance scams were kind of the number one scams for older adults, where they lost the most amount of money, millions and millions of dollars, unfortunately. So with romance scams, what someone is going to do is basically the same thing that they're doing with with impersonating your family and friends. But in this case, what they're doing here with romance scams is changing their picture to be someone that they're not. a celebrity or a photo that is not really them, but instead there's someone from another country, or they're older, or they're younger, or so on. And they're leading you to believe that they want to pursue a relationship with you. And in those cases, right, well, there's a few things of how you can verify if they're a real person, if you believe you or your friend is getting scammed romantically. The number one thing is always, you don't have to meet up with the person, but you can ask to speak with them on the phone. You can ask to video chat with them to verify their face. And usually they kind of give excuses that their camera's broken, or that they don't have enough minutes on their phone to talk to you. They don't have internet connection or data. Those are kind of like ways you can tell that they're most likely impersonating someone. So always just say, hey, can I just speak to you on the phone real quick? Or can we just do a video chat? And that will most likely confirm whether or not they're a real person. Other minimal scams that may happen are things like, a suspicious link, or things like you won scams. But I'm sure now we should all know, if we get a message that we won some money, $1,000 or whatnot, we know not to click on that. But hold on, I have an example? So sometimes we might get a message on Facebook where we get sent a video or a photo, where underneath that message it may say something that shocks us, or is trying to force us to press on this message. So in this case, it just says, I think you appear in this video, watch it. So this is a scam that kind of gets a lot of people, where the person on Facebook is saying to you that you're in the video, or you're in the photo, or someone has written something about you. You have to see it right away. Click on it right now. Look at all these bad things this person is saying about you. And that's one of the more common scams on Facebook, because it's trying to convince you to click on it, right? If it was just someone that said, hey, you won $1,000, click here, we probably would know that's a bit of a scam. But now, if it's a person saying to us, hey, you're in this video, look at what you're doing, it might, surprise us. It might want us to click on it. But as you can see from this layout, right, these are the more typical scams. If you did click on it, right, it could possibly lead you to your Facebook account to getting hacked. Whereas they could, get into your accounts and change your password and so on. And even worse, put viruses on your computer or smartphone. So anytime you see a message, even if it's your friend or someone saying, hey, click on this photo right now, you're in it and you're doing something crazy, it could mean that your friend or family member got hacked, and now they're spreading this message to other people to get hacked, or someone's impersonating your family member, friend, and they're just trying to also get your information. So this is usually the layout for those type of messages and what it would kind of look like. Does anybody have questions
Tabitha?
on that? Yes.
Yeah, I have a question. Just maybe this is for that third or second or third presentation you're going to do. But I got a message not too long ago. I'm not sure if it was from Facebook or not, but I think it was that it said, did you request to change your password?
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you did, fine. If you didn't, write, like, text us back. And it was definitely from, I forget if it was Facebook or WhatsApp, but it didn't have, so I did, so. But what do we do then if
hold
we?
on. Yeah. Oh gosh, how do I go back? Yeah, so sometimes you may get things like that, like Did you request to change your password? If not, ignore it, or so on. And there's two things that could happen with that. One of the things is that usually someone may have entered like your phone number by accident. Like someone may have your same phone number or email or kind of the same, or that someone is trying to get into your actual account, but they were unsuccessful to actually get in. So what you can do in those instances is actually reset your password and make it a bit stronger so they can't get in, you know. I would say a very long password, like 8 to 12 characters with numbers and exclamation points, question marks, and so on. But when you do get that email, it doesn't mean that they're trying to hack you or they already hacked you. But it could mean that someone was trying to get in your account, but they weren't able to.
Okay, so resetting our password is a good idea.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Anybody have, oh, let me just say this one thing and then I'll show you how to change your profile picture. Just the last thing, right? This little blue check mark means the verification symbol. So if you see this blue little check mark next to someone's name, it just means that Facebook has verified them as, you know, the company that they're representing or the brand or a celebrity or politician. So I don't know, for some reason, let's say you believe that you're messaging a celebrity or something. If they do not have that blue check mark next to their name, it's most likely a scam or someone impersonating you, or a company or whatever, like Amazon is talking to you on Facebook for some reason. It's most likely going to be a scam if they don't have this blue check mark next to their name. And then I have an example of just how it looks like on a company over here. You can see that it has a little blue check mark next to their name. So just like look out for that. Even if you're just trying to like follow that organization or something, that's letting you guys know that that's the real organization associated with it. If you're into like sports or I don't know, interest or hobby that you have and you're trying to find the official company, it's represented by a check mark on both Instagram and Facebook.
I have one more question. I got sent like there's an app called like Guardio.io to protect you against scamming. Is that a scam to protect you against scamming?
Yeah, so you shouldn't ever download something on your phone that says it will help prevent you from getting scams. Those are most likely just a scam itself, those apps.
Yeah.
So like your phone, if you have an iPhone, the updates that you get within your phone, those all have security features in them that help you prevent viruses. There's no app that you can download on your phone that's
Okay.
gonna like prevent it, okay?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.